Hi, this is Tim Meyer from Keep Yourself Relevant. Today I want to spend a little time talking with you one of as a project manager for one of the key meetings that I run when I'm leading an agile project, and that's a retrospective meeting, and I capture that information in OneNote. So I want to spend a little time talking through the sections of the meeting information that I have in OneNote, and then I'll show you how you could create and save a template in OneNote, and then I can show you how you would start a new meeting with the template, and then you can obviously send the OneNote information out via email. So I'll switch over here to OneNote. And here's an example of a meeting that I would have for typical information. So I like to have the meeting information that I capture from Outlook. So I just insert that information here. Then I have another section where I have, when I start off the meeting, I start off with a quick review of the sprint, what the goal of the sprint was, what the sprint number was, and then you can either have a list of all the stories that you had in the sprint, depending on the size of the team, or you could go over to your board, whether or not you use Jira or DevOps, which is a Microsoft product, and then just go to your board and just show the recap of the information. And then when you actually get down to the retrospective meeting portion of the meeting, I basically ask the three general questions: what went well, what did not go so well, and then what one or two items do we want to focus on for the next sprint. So I walk through the team. I make sure that I ask everyone to participate, or if someone isn't participating or readily providing information, I will then call them on them specifically to add information or get their feedback. Uh, I tend to go through what went well first and then move on to what didn't go so well, but I take information from both sections as it's provided, and then I show this when we have the meeting, and they can see me then taking and capturing the notes. And then at the end of that, when it seems like everybody has participated and you've got the information documented for what went well and what did not go well, then I ask for one or two items that we want to focus on for our next sprint. So when you actually, let's say we did a first sprint and we indicated we wanted to focus on improving the grooming of the stories prior to starting a sprint. Then you would ask the team, based on what we did this last time, did it work better? And if so, then you would mark that as completed. And then you would move on to, what do we want to focus on then in this sprint too? And I like using this little checkbox, which is like a to do. And then you can just mark it as completed. So that's what I do when I capture the meetings for the sprint. And then they have the capability. So now we've saved that information in a OneNote. And then you can also create and use a template. So if we use a template, then you'd want to strip some of this down. So I'll just make a copy of this page and paste it here. And I'll just call it Sprint Retrospective, and I'll just call it template. And then you can key back over it. And then we'll just remove the information that we have in this section, in each of the sections. Doing a very good job of deleting everything. Okay, so then it's empty, and then we want to empty this information for, where you would key in the sprint goal. So we basically just want to create all our heading information. And then you could keep this information in here, and then in this retrospective section, you could just change this to item 1. And then I would just leave this in here from a standpoint. And then if you go over to insert and then go to page templates, now that you have this page here, you can then go here on the bottom right here and say create new template, and just click on that. And then you can name your template, and we'll call it Sprint retrospective template. And before I do that, I'm going to actually change this so it doesn't have the word template in there. And we'll click on save current page as template, and you can type in sprint retrospective meeting. And that's just the name of the template, what the name of the template is going to be called. And then you hit save. So then let's say that you now have a new meeting. You would add a page, and then you can go up to this template and add in your new template. So now we just added this second one, and you can see now it's got all the information added in here. And then you could logically add in your 3/16/2024. And then in this meeting section, you can then put your cursor down, and then you can change that so that it's left aligned on the left. And then you go to your home page and go to your meeting details. And it's going to load from your calendar. So then you click on the meeting details, and that gets copied into your page here. And then you can go forward and just create the rest of the information capture the rest of the information in your meeting. Once the meeting is completed, then you can go up to this email page, and it will send that information out to an email. And I don't actually have. And then you can see here that it has the information via email. All your notes from that meeting are in this, and you can send that out. I tend to not send this out since these meeting notes that are captured in OneNote. I go back to my OneNote, sorry. If I go back to my OneNote, all this information is kept and available for all the team members to see. So I don't really have that information. I don't have a need to send that out via email. So hopefully this was helpful for information. If you found this video to your liking, please consider giving it a like, and then please consider subscribing. Thank you and have a good day. Bye.